Morning! We just parked up down Borrowdale. Just before you get to Seat Holler you can turn left, drop down the road a little bit past the gate that we access the fell for. There's a big car park there. It's only £3 for the day. It's not well known, so I'll put a grid reference on there for you. Today we're going to head up to Glaramara and the hills around Glaramara. Just me, Tracy, Essex girl in the wild, and our lad Billy. So the forecast today was supposed to be clear in the morning, 80% chance of cloud-free tops, and then cloud coming in again later this afternoon. But as it is now, down Borrowdale towards Skidder, we've clagged up, and right in front of us towards Glaramara we've clagged up. So let's see how we get on. Could be one of them atmospheric days again. So we're just heading into Kum Gill, the hanging valley below Coombe Head and Glaramara, which is up there in the mist somewhere. We've got Bessyboot over here somewhere. Follow this fence and then leave the fence just there on the ridge. Start heading up to where that little tree is. So leave the path here, turn right and start heading up towards Thornythwaite Fell. Fantastic example of a hanging valley, Kum Gill. Down there you can see the moraines at the bottom where the glacier left its deposits. Stay on the path and it'll eventually get you up to Thornythwaite Fell. Straight ahead of us we start veering right from the footpath. Well, we're still on the footpath, and it takes us up this little green chute here. We're starting to walk away from the valley now. He's a rock star. We're just approaching the summit of Thornythwaite Fell, 574 metres. It's a Birkett. There's the summit. Tracy's bypassed it. That first outcrop is Combe Head. Glaramara is actually behind it, just starting to clear. We're not going to bag Combe Head. It's a Birkett, but we've done it a few times before. The path runs underneath it to the right of it and heads over towards Glaramara. Combe Head's also a Nuttall. In fact, it's a very nice looking hill from this direction. Everything across the valley now is starting to clear, where we're going to head later, eventually to Bessyboot, Tarnat Leaves, and then we'll drop down. Glaramara straight in front of us now. When we get to the wall at the bottom of Glaramara, I'm going to go up the scramble route. Tracy's going to go around to the right. There's a gully round the right hand side, an easier option. So if you want an easier option, head over to Tracy's channel, Essex Girl in the Wild. There's Combe Head over my left shoulder behind me now. So if you want to bag it as a Birkett, it's not too far away. And here we have the imposing wall directly below Glaramara's summit. As I said, Tracy's going to go that way and head right, and I'm going to go up the middle, just by this cairn.
Yeah, Andy's chosen to go to the right hand side. So there's a couple of options. Made it look easy.
So that's us almost up the scramble. Tracy behind us. Here we are, Glaramara summit, 783 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Birkett, a Hewitt, a Nuttall and a hump, and there's the summit cairn. So from the summit we're going to drop down the gully that Tracy came up. You could also use this as the ascent rather than the scramble that I took. We're going to drop down the way we came now to the tarns below Combe Gill, and we're going to have our lunch there. Here we are at the misty old tarns below Glaramara and Combe Gill. Not much in the way of focal points to show you, so you just got to take my word for it. We're going to drop down to Combe Gill and eventually hopefully get out of this clag. Yeah, so if you want a mountain to test your navigation skills out in poor weather, Glaramara is absolutely perfect, especially the Combe Gill side of the mountain heading towards Bessyboot. All that side of the ridge is hard to navigate if you've not been here before. That's Combe Gill below us. We'll keep close to the side of the crag here and just drop down the grass. There's some big old impressive crags down here. It's like Lord of the Rings in this weather. So things are starting to finally clear up. To our right we've got the Langdale pikes, that's Pike of Stickle there, and Harrison Stickle's in the clag. Somewhere down there in the valley is Langstrath. We're going to keep to the high ground and head over there towards Combe Gill top. It's another hill, it's a Nuttall. We'll keep down here to the right of it. Combe Head now behind us, pretty impressive. That was our route down that green chute there. And look at this view, now we're down through Combe Gill. We're going to head along that ridge in the direction of Derwent Water. It'll eventually get us to the end of the ridge, Bessyboot. So the only Wainwright on this side of the valley is Bessyboot. We'll head past another two Birketts, Dove Nest Top and Rosthwaite Cam. So the sketchy path runs below Dove Nest Top, which is just to our left up here. We're going to go to the summit, but you don't have to, you could carry on that way. Dove Nest Top, 632 metres. It's a Birkett, a Hewitt and Nuttall, and look at that view. We'll head across to Rosthwaite Cam and then down to Tarns Leaves and maybe up to the summit of Bessyboot. Not sure about that one yet. So from Dove Nest Top we drop down this little gully into that call, and there's Rosthwaite Cam over the other side, that little knobbly lump that we've got to climb up to the summit of.
Knobbly. Oh. Right then, Rosthwaite Cam coming up. This one's a little bit tricky to get to the summit. It's a little bit of a scramble. So you head round the left hand side and then somehow scramble up here.
That's it up there.
Rosthwaite Cam, 612 metres. It's a Hewitt and a Birkett, and look at the view from up here down to Tarnet Leaves, Bessyboot. We're going to drop back down off Bessyboot into the valley where we set off, Kum Gill. There's our route up onto Thornythwaite Fell, all the way up to Combe Gill. You can't see Glaramara behind Combe Gill, and then we came back down this side. Another gully to drop down to get to the tarn. So there's Tarnet Leaves, Bessyboot over the other side, and our final fell of the day. Bessyboot summit, 551 metres. It's a Wainwright and a Birkett, and another fantastic viewpoint down Borrowdale. Right down the end of the ridge there we've got Castle Crag. Beyond Castle Crag, Derwent Water, Skidder and Blencathra are thick in the mist, in the rain by the look of it. Looks like it's coming this way, so I think we'll be heading down soon. So we head back down to the tarn and then follow the path across there and then drop off right. It'll take us down into Rotten Stone Gill, which will then take us down to Kum Gill, where we set off this morning. You want to be heading in the direction of Black Star across the valley there, or Honest to Slate Mine. We're on a path, as you can see, but these paths up here are very sketchy. They're all over the place and none of them are really on the map. These fells are as broad as they are long. You know, if bad weather comes in, it can be really hard navigating up here, but we've found the path here that's going to drop us down, so we'll just keep to it. There's Rottenstone Gill, as I said earlier, to our left. You want now going down there, steep dangerous ground. Stay up here and stay on this path, well, for now at least. Just here on the path, take a direct left turn. I'll put a grid reference on this one and drop down this green chute, and it drops you underneath this crag to my left here, and then we start going down on the side of Rottenstone Gill. Once you get about 3/4 of the way down the side of Rottenstone Gill, veer off to your right and start heading in the direction of Castle Crag, if you can see it, and Derwentwater. It's just over there, and this path will drop us down to the river where we set off, right down this little ridge here, and at the end of the ridge you'll find some big boulders, and I think there's a sheepfold down there as well. That's where we want to be, not too far from the beck now. These them big boulders at the bottom of this little ridge. We're nearly down at the beck now, just there. And there's the sheepfold, I said, right down there in front of us. Yeah, if you get this route right, it's a nice easy way off the fell, down grass. It's quite steep, but it's all easy enough. There's no hard ground to cross, but if you get it wrong and end up over that side, in among them boulders and that really steep stuff, you've got problems. So yeah, keep above Rottenstone Gill and you can't really go wrong. Drop down till you get to where the path that we were on early this morning is at its lowest point there, and cross that beck, get onto that path, through the gate, and then back down to the road. Anywhere down here will do. So we're back where we started this morning, and I'm going to wrap my video up here and say goodbye. So thank you for watching. And thank you for your continued support. If you like my video, please think about giving me a subscribe. The walk, by the time we get back to the car, will be about 6 miles. So it's goodbye from me.
Bye.
Essex girl in the wild. And our lad, the rock star.
Just before Seatoller, turn left at Strands Bridge and you'll find a small car park for £3. We then head up the valley in the direction of Thornythwaite Fell. Once reaching Thornythwaite Fell, we carried along the ridge all the way up to Glaramara. Exploring the summit of Glaramara, we then dropped down to Combe Head and then down to Combe Door. From Combe Door we head over to Dove Nest Top and then over to Rosthwaite Cam, dropping down to Tarnet Leaves and then up to Bessyboot. Then finding the path down Rottenstone Gill, we drop back into the beck where we started and then back to the car.